Welcome to the Aviator Assistant training series. In this video, we'll be learning how to configure your aircraft inside of Aviator Assistant. The aircraft module can be accessed through a few different ways, with the primary method being the selection of the More button located in the bottom right corner of the display. Upon accessing the More section, the Options and Tools menu will be presented. By scrolling down within the menu, the Tools and Resources section can be located. Under this section, the Aircraft menu will be available for selection. Upon selecting the Aircraft option, the Manage Aircraft menu will be displayed. This menu allows for the review of any previously created aircraft. To add a new aircraft, the plus icon located at the top of the menu window should be selected. Once you have selected the plus icon, the Edit Aircraft menu appears. Once inside of the Edit Aircraft menu, you will have many editable fields. To start with is Aircraft Information. In the Aircraft Information section, we will start with the tail number. Starting with the Aircraft Information section. Let's start with the tail number. Please note that this is a required field. This is your aircraft's tail registration number, followed by your serial number. This is provided by the aircraft's manufacturer. Next, please select your aircraft type. Please note that this is also a required field. This is your aircraft type designator. Upon selection of this field, the aircraft type search window will appear. A description of the aircraft such as LNCE can be entered. This will then generate a list of aircraft designators to choose from. The designator that matches the aircraft in question should be selected. Followed by Aircraft Category. Specify the aircraft classification, which can be one of the following options: airplane, rotorcraft, or other. Specify the color of the aircraft. This is important for flight plans. Also specify the home airport, which is the primary airport the aircraft flies out of. Default aircraft. Select as your primary aircraft if applicable. Next, we have the performance information. The following options can be specified, starting with climb airspeed in knots, climb fuel per hour, climb rate, cruise TAS, cruise fuel per hour, descent TAS, descent fuel per hour, descent rate, and also the default fuel on board in gallons. In the next section we have glide performance. Specify the aircraft's best glide speed in knots. Best glide ratio. Glide ratio is the ratio of distance traveled to altitude lost in a glide. It is related to the lift-to-drag ratio. Lift-to-drag ratio varies with airspeed and is used to determine the best engine-out glide performance. Next, altitudes. Enter the default cruise altitude in feet, and then enter the maximum ceiling in feet. Up next, let's specify the equipment. ICAO equipment. This is also a required field. The field serves as a designated area for specifying the navigation, approach aid, and communication equipment on board the aircraft. Upon accessing this field, the ICAO equipment list will be presented. It is necessary to review and select the equipment that corresponds to the specific configuration of the aircraft. Once the appropriate equipment has been selected, the checkmark icon located on the top right corner of the ICAO equipment screen should be selected to confirm your selections. Displayed is the list of the most commonly selected ICAO codes. N. This selection should only be activated if the aircraft in question is not equipped with any navigation, approach aid, or communication equipment, or if such equipment is not operable. S. The standard selection for many aircraft includes the capabilities of Instrumental Landing Systems ILS, VHF, Omnidirectional Range VOR, and VHF communication. When selecting the option S, it is not necessary to individually select the options L, O, or V, as they are already included in this standard selection. B. Aircraft is WAAS capable with LPV. D. Aircraft has a separate DME. F. Aircraft has separate ADF. G. Aircraft has GPS. I. Aircraft has inertial navigation. R. Aircraft uses PBN codes. Once you've confirmed your selections, you will see the selected ICAO codes in the ICAO equipment field. In the following field, ICAO Surveillance. This is also a required field. This is the transponder code required by ATC for a flight plan to be filed. Upon accessing this field, the ICAO surveillance list will be presented. It is necessary to review and select the equipment that corresponds to a specific configuration of the aircraft. Once the appropriate equipment has been selected, the checkmark icon, located in the top right corner of the ICAO surveillance screen, should be selected to confirm your selections. Below is a list of the most selected ICAO surveillance codes. N. Nil. No transponder. A. Mode A only. No altitude. C. Mode A and C. E. Mode S. Aircraft ID. Altitude. Squitter. Most common in ADS-B. H. Mode S. Aircraft ID. Altitude. Enhanced surveillance. I. Mode S. Aircraft ID. No altitude. L. Mode S. Aircraft ID. Altitude. Squitter. Enhanced surveillance. P. Mode S. Altitude. No aircraft ID. Next is the ICAO wake category. Please note that this is also a required field. To specify the appropriate wake category for your aircraft, select the ICAO wake category drop-down field. This action will initiate the display of a selection menu, from which the options light, medium, or heavy can be chosen to align with the characteristics of your aircraft. Wake turbulences are used to determine the separation distances that are required between aircraft during takeoff, approach, and landing. These are defined as follows. Wake category, maximum certified takeoff mass. Light, 15,500 pounds or less. Medium is between 15,501 pounds and 299,999 pounds. Heavy, 300,000 pounds or more. ICAO PBN. This is required if equipped. If you have selected R as an ICAO equipment, you are required to select the perf-based nav your aircraft has. Upon accessing this field, the ICAO PBN list will be presented. It is necessary to review and select the equipment that corresponds to the specific configuration of the aircraft. Once the appropriate equipment has been selected, the checkmark icon located on the top right corner of the ICAO PBN screen should be selected to confirm your selections. Other information. Any information or data that needs further clarification or supporting details should be entered into this field. As mentioned previously, the other information field is a location for data such as PBN values, PBN/. Also, the detailed aircraft type, departure, destination, or alternate location should be entered here if ZZ, ZZ was used in their respective fields prefaced by their proper identifier. Similar to the domestic flight plan, plain language remarks are entered here prefaced with RMK/. Upon accessing this field, the other information list will be presented. Select any field you wish to add more details to and enter the information for that field. Once you have completed your entry, select the checkmark at the top right corner of the other information screen to save your entries. STS Special Handling. This will navigate to the STS Special Handling menu, where the necessary option can be selected from the available choices to ensure compliance with the specific operational needs. In the event that a special status is required for the flight plan, specifying such is a requirement. Once the appropriate status has been selected, the checkmark icon located in the top right corner of the STS Special Handling screen should be selected to confirm the selections. Dinghy. In the count field, enter the amount of dinghies on the aircraft. Capacity. Specify the total capacity the dinghies can support. Color. Specify the color. Covered. Select yes or no. Emergency information. Life jacket. Enter quantity and type. Radios, quantity and type. Survival. Enter gear, type, and quantity. Survival remarks. Enter any optional remarks in this field. To finish saving the aircraft, upon completion of inputting all the required data and supplementary details pertaining to the aircraft, it is essential to initiate the save function to ensure accessibility to the aircraft's information. This action can be performed by selecting the save icon located on the upper right corner of the Edit Aircraft module. For your convenience, on screen now I provided a completed entry of an aircraft. Please note that the following example is a demonstration of a completed aircraft entry in Aviator Assistant. How to delete an aircraft. To delete an aircraft from your account, access the Manage Aircraft module. Use a leftward swipe gesture on the aircraft you intend to delete. This will unveil a delete option which can be selected to proceed with the removal of the aircraft. Please note that once the deletion process is complete, the aircraft information cannot be recovered and will have to be entered again. Thank you for choosing Aviator Assistant. Please direct any questions or comments to support@aviatorassistant.com.